Alright, here's a very grim story, but this has to be told. Because when I do this recording, it's not because, hey, I'd, I'd enjoy talking about the stories, but these are stories that you have to highlight. It's called JCF going after parents who traffic children. The JCF will be going after parents and guardians involved in trafficking of their children, which has been going on for the longest. This is not a new phenomenon. Sub-officer in charge of the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Vice Squad of the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigations Branch, Detective Inspector Kamisha Gordon says, oh God, that's a long title, bear in mind, said that there is a troubling trend regarding children reported being trafficked since the start of 2021. And to Miss Gordon or Mrs. Gordon, that's been going on way before. That's been going on decades. It's just that we're more and more, it's getting more publicity in this modern day and age. Last year, quote unquote, there were 8 victims identified within Jamaica, and where they know these 8 victims were all children. And the adults as well as 2, let's not forget them. Since the start of 2021, we have identified 5 victims, all children being girls, he said. And yeah, and many of them are boys as well. We're not talking about that, but let's go on. Another trend is that we're seeing that these women who are supposed to be parents of the guardians of these children want seemingly seeking to exploit them, she lamented. Alright. Speaking at JS think tank on this past Tuesday, Gordon informed that last year a mother was arrested charged with exploitation of her daughter, and I really hope that they throw that mother under the cell. You have to be all levels of evil and wicked to do this to your own child. I'm sorry, they do. I'm not going to go into what I think should happen to that so-called mother, but like I said, she's not fit to walk the soil on earth. Let's leave it at that. A few weeks ago, quote unquote, another mother was arrested and also charged with a similar offense. Made that mother also burn in hell with the other one. And their current investigation are currently underway against parents of guardians of children. Tells that they were exploited, she noted. Gordon said, based on evidence, most local cases of human trafficking involve sexual exploitation and also other evils like organ harvesting and whatever, and slavery. All right. Jamaica will join the international community in observing World Day Against Trafficking Persons on July 30. Minister of National Security will be hosting a week of activities on the global theme Victims' Voices Lead the Way with a church service on Sunday, July 25th, which is this Sunday coming up. What do I have to say about this? It looks good on paper. That is something that one thing I don't well, the thing to bear in mind, even though the article didn't phrase it the correct way, this should have been more and more emphasized. And yes, there have been movements and movements against child trafficking. I'd say human trafficking overall. I'm not going to make it look like JCF and the other people weren't sit to their hands all these years. In a sense, some were, but it's good. This sounds good on paper, but because this has been going on for decades. What's happening is more and more in the technology age. This is more and more coming to light. And yeah, as someone who hates when children are harmed, they need to be very harsh laws against child trafficking. And yeah, I don't want this statement saying, oh, we're going to do this and that. I want direct action. Because a lot of these so-called parents, fathers and mothers or other relatives, all of them need to be under the jail cell, all right? All of them need to have the wrath of God come down upon them directly. Because a lot of these dirtbag, scum-sucking, low-life so-called parents and family members who are willing to sell their own children into basically slavery, never mind the psychological and physical ramifications their children suffer when they're being sold to these predators and these other evil, nefarious people. They need to have the wrath of God coming on them. And I say, like, when I read stuff like this, it's like, it just shows you how wicked and cruel this world can be. And the thing is that there's certain people in this world who are not fit to walk on it. I'm just going to leave it at that. But the thing to bear in mind is that this trafficking thing just goes beyond appearance. It goes beyond, it goes throughout Jamaican society, high places society. Like, who are the people in power? I'm sure there's some of them in law enforcement as well who are aiding and abetting this. Who are these people? They need to be exposed, because that's the thing I'm missing right here. Because a lot of this can't be going on without the government, certain people in power not knowing about this. There are people who know about this and are aiding and abetting this. And yeah, before the idiots say I'm a conspiracy theorist, use common sense. But this is what I hope this springboards into, saying, okay, we are going to have we are going to be going high and low to expose all the people, not just the parents, who are involved in child trafficking these people. Because a lot of people who go missing in Jamaica, because a lot of people were reported missing, either they're killed or whatever, but many of them are being trafficked into slavery or into sex rings, and men or whatever. The ones who are still alive were most likely not in this country. A lot of them are tied to these trafficking rings. Were involved in slavery and organ harvesting, and that's pretty much what the truth is. But the thing is that a lot of people more than Jamaica know more than they're telling. But a lot of the people in JCF who are not corrupt or compromised, start shedding light though, so we can expose all the roaches that are they're hiding within that infrastructure that know who are part of this. I'll end this recording on that note. So this is for State of Jamaica and the Caribbean. Check out my YouTube pages, Miles Gusson Fern, Miles Productions, Real Thoughts and Miles. Ciao.